Stop scrolling. Are you risking your Australian dream on one visa document? In the next 10 minutes, we're cracking the code on the genuine student requirement. I'm showing you the exact logic the Australian government uses to approve or reject student visas. If you have a study gap, past refusal, or tricky finances, this video is your lifeline. Don't wait for a refusal. Watch every second and hit subscribe now. Your future starts here. Want to study in Australia, but the new genuine student or GS requirement feels like a massive, confusing hurdle? You're not alone. The GS is the single biggest factor determining your Australian student visa success. A single mistake, a lack of documentation, or an unclear explanation can lead to a heartbreaking refusal. But here's the good news. The GS assessment is based on clear, understandable logic. And today, I'm handing you the master key. Welcome to the Genuine Student Masterclass. We're going to simplify everything. We will explain why the Department of Home Affairs, or DHA, introduced the GS, break down the critical assessment pillars, and show you exactly how to overcome the biggest red flags, from study gaps and past refusals to financial challenges. Stick with us until the end. We're going to turn your confusion into confidence. First, let's understand what the GS actually is. The Genuine Student Assessment is a comprehensive background check conducted by Australian universities and the DHA. It replaced the old GTE, and it's much more focused on you as a student. The purpose is simple: to ensure that international students coming to Australia are real students with a primary and genuine intent to study, not just coming to seek illegal work or a backdoor to permanent migration. Why did Australia change the rules? Australia saw serious issues: high student dropout rates, students suddenly unable to pay tuition, and an increase in fake financial documents. They saw applicants choosing totally irrelevant courses just to get a visa. So the GS was introduced to rigorously check 5 core pillars of your application: your intent, your finances, your course relevance, your home country ties, and your compliance history. The visa officer checks everything together to build a complete picture of you. Hold on, is your student visa application a ticking time bomb? We're revealing the DHA's secrets to GS approval right now. If you're serious about studying abroad, you need this insider knowledge. Keep watching. Your visa depends on it. And if you're finding this helpful, smash that like button. Before we deep dive into the documents, let's run a quick check on your profile against the 4 most common GS factors that raise concerns. These are the main points the visa officer will look at. Number 1, study gap. They don't mind a gap, but they demand an explanation. What were you doing, and can you prove it? Number 2, work experience quality. Is your experience fake? Did you get a cash salary under the table? They prefer registered companies, proper bank credits, and supporting documents. Number 3, academic relevance. Does a BCom student suddenly applying for aviation make sense? Probably not. An irrelevant course is a massive red flag. Number 4, family or background in Australia. Having relatives is not bad, but it becomes a huge red flag if they have overstayed, broken visa conditions, or previously dropped out of university. The system tracks family immigration history. We're going to break down each of these factors and show you how to fix them. Feeling lost in the Australian visa maze? You're halfway there. We're uncovering the vital steps to ace your genuine student assessment, especially for tricky situations. Stay tuned, your dream uni awaits. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for more expert insights. Let's start with a factor that causes the most anxiety: the study gap. Remember this. A gap in your education is not a reason for rejection. A lack of explanation or documentation for that gap is the reason. The DHA asks, what were you doing? If you can prove you spent 3 years working at a registered company, Paying tax with a proper salary credited to your account, that gap is closed. It's professional experience that strengthens your application. However, a 1-year gap where you were just waiting with no proof, that's a major red flag. Pro tip: if you have a significant gap, collect everything: tax returns, salary slips, experience letters. Use these to write a strong paragraph in your GS statement that connects that past experience to the course you're applying for in Australia. Next up is academic relevance and progression. This is all about demonstrating a logical path. Your chosen course must logically lead to better career prospects, especially when you return home. For example, a student with a BSc in IT applying for a master's in cybersecurity. That's a perfect match. But what if you have a BA in history and apply for a master's in project management? This requires a very strong explanation. You must prove your work experience pivoted you toward management. If a course is irrelevant, the officer thinks your intention is not study. Always ask yourself, how does this Australian degree make me better qualified for my future career back home? If you can't answer that, the DHA won't be convinced. Heads up. Are you making a critical financial mistake that could sink your Australian visa? We're about to dive into the money rules that are non-negotiable. This isn't optional advice, it's mandatory knowledge. Don't risk it. Watch closely. And if this is gold, hit that notification bell. If the gap is the most anxious factor, financials are the most critical. This single factor determines roughly 70% of your visa success. A strong financial background can override smaller issues. Australia wants to ensure you won't face financial problems. You must show funds for 1 year's tuition, 1 year's living costs, currently odd $29,710 as of May 2024 travel costs, and your health cover. Now, let's talk about the 6 to 12 month rule. The DHA wants your funds to be at least 6 months old, ideally 12. Why? Because fresh funds look borrowed and a sudden large deposit appears suspicious. Real savings grow slowly. You must show the source of the funds and their history. Please avoid borrowed funds or last-minute deposits. So, who can sponsor you? The GS framework allows sponsors based on believability. Parents are accepted 100% of the time. Siblings and grandparents are acceptable with clear, strong income. The risk increases with aunts or uncles. You must demonstrate a very strong documented relationship and a high income. The closer the relationship, the more believable the support. Let's recap the 5 biggest red flags. A very recent high school graduate, fresh funds, a family member with a past visa breach, an irrelevant course, and weak ties to your home country. Every point here is about establishing your credibility and genuine intent as a student. Almost there. Ready to turn your weak profile into a visa-approved success story? We're revealing the final crucial strategies that can override common challenges. This is your last chance for essential insights. Don't leave without this game-changing advice. And remember to share this with any friend planning to study in Australia. So, who gets approved even with a weak profile, say, with a gap and a past refusal? The answer is simple: the power of honesty and documentation. You can still get approved with extremely strong, genuine financials, a clear explanation for every issue, and a logical GS statement. If you had a past refusal, address it head on. Don't hide it. Explain what went wrong and how you've corrected it. Your final GS statement should clearly explain your course choice, career path, and why you must study in Australia for your career goals back home. Be honest, be detailed, and let documentation support every claim. To ensure your success, here is your final student advice checklist, the 7 critical steps you must follow. 1. Choose the right course. It must be relevant and show progression. 2. Prepare funds early. Consistency is key. 3. Maintain 6 to 12 months of bank balance. DHA prioritizes real savings. 4. Do not use borrowed funds. This is a high-level risk. 5. Keep gap justification documents. Prove what you did during any gap. 6. Avoid fake work experience. Bogus documents can lead to a 3-year ban. Honesty is non-negotiable. 7. Tell everything clearly to your consultant. Full transparency ensures the best strategy for you. Preparation, documentation, and honesty are the ultimate keys to meeting the genuine student requirement. The genuine student requirement is a challenge, but with the right preparation, it is absolutely manageable. If you are still confused about your profile, maybe you have a complex gap or tricky finances, don't risk your dream. Get a professional assessment. Drop your biggest GS question in the comments below. We read every one. If this masterclass clarified the rules for you, please like this video and subscribe to Visa Connection for more essential guides on studying in Australia, including our next video on the post-study work visa rules in Sydney and Melbourne.